AITA for not sharing my stepdad's inheritance with my brother? I am not the original poster. That is you, throwaway bub. She posted in r, am I the asshole? Trigger warnings. Infidelity. Neglect. Less than. Original post. May 11th, 2023. My 25F. Dad passed when I was very young and my mom married my stepdad Lee when I was 5. Lee is wealthy and my mom never had to work and I was given everything growing up. The only thing we never received was acceptance from Lee's family. They were not pleased that Lee chose to marry a widow with a child. Lee and I were close and he continued to care for me even after my brother Sam, 18, was born. My mom clearly favored Sam and didn't really focus much on me. Lee's relatives warmed up to my mom a little with the birth of Sam, but I was still treated like something invisible. Sam was often invited to Lee's relatives' houses to play and he and I are not very close. I decided to go to university overseas and Lee gave me enough money that I didn't have to work or worry financially. He also was the only one calling, writing me regularly. I talked to my mom, Sam, like once every couple of months during my university days. After graduation, Lee wanted me to come home, but I wanted to work and be on my own for a bit. The pandemic happened and I was unable to fly back. When the lockdown was over, my family came to visit me once and left when I preferred to continue working where I am. Lee came to visit me a few more times by himself. A few months ago Lee passed from a disease he never let anyone know he had. In his will, he left his businesses and house and most valuables to his relatives. My mom almost nothing, though she can keep what he has already given her. 2 cars, jewelry, and cash, $60,000. My mom never legally married him. Sam, $150,000 and the rest of the money to me. It was 7-figure USD. A life-changing amount. Turns out Sam is not Lee's biological child, which he found out only recently. My mom and Sam were mad, of course, and demanded that I share money with them. I said I'm willing to put the money in some low-risk investments and we can split the gain. Not good enough. They want at least 25% each of what Lee left me. I argued that it's not like they are left destitute. Sam can still go to a good university, if he cares enough for further education. And my mom have enough money to get her own place and the investments will give us all long-term incomes. They called me greedy and planned to take legal action. But Lee's relatives told them that they could make my mom and Sam's lives very difficult if they tried to give me a hard time and go against Lee's wishes. I intend to do as I promised them, splitting the gains from the investment with my mom and Sam. I won't let them touch the money Lee left me though, because I don't trust them to not go through that money in just a few years. AITA? Relevant comments. Who found out recently? Lee or Sam? Lee found out first. Sam found out after Lee's passing. You say they married, but also that your mom never legally married him. Which is it? They had a wedding but nothing legally binding. This exchange. Commenter. Info. By 7 figures you mean you're a millionaire now? The difference between that and 150K is pretty staggering. Why did Lee choose to punish Sam by leaving him only a fraction of what he left you? Lee cared for you a lot despite you not being his biological child. So it's odd to think he might be blaming Sam for Sam's parentage. Though that's the only clue you leave us as to what drama occurred there. Did Sam and Lee not get along? As for your mother, yikes. She was not good to you. You're being too generous with her. Oop. Yes. I am fully considered a millionaire with my inheritance. As for Sam, he has always been spoiled and difficult. My mom never said no to him and he got everything he wanted. Lee was the stricter parent, but Sam would always hide behind someone, like Lee's relatives, when he got in trouble. He had to repeat a grade because he refused to put in any work, and I would say his academic record would not give him good university choices. He had already wrecked 2 cars from reckless driving. He was also caught shoplifting once when he was 16 because his friends dared him to. I completely understand Lee not wanting to leave him more money than he did. Sam is completely clueless about his bio dad though. Even my mom said she was almost certain Sam had to be Lee's child because there was only one other guy. My mom has had no contact with him for years. Oop is voted NTA. Update post. May 15, 2023. Thank you for your responses and advice. I talked to a lawyer. I told her my plan to continue living overseas and that I planned on going LC with my mom and brother. She said I should set aside money for my mom and brother in the form of a trust fund. They will be paid X amount per month, the dividend from low-risk investments, but can't touch anything else. I don't trust them both with a huge amount of money, so this way they will always have a steady income in their lives. I know this is against Lee's wishes, but I just need to take care of them this last time. I already have a will set up that everything will go to charities. I make decent money at my job, so I set up a will a while back. My family knows this when everyone visited me that one time. Sam still has a year of school before university, so he should still be living with my mom in the meantime. My mom has a room in a high-rise that Lee gave to her a while back, so they should be fine with a place to live. I plan to support Sam's university expenses. He's not academically inclined, but in our culture he will definitely be pushed to go to university. I'm still working with my lawyer to see how that can be without having to get too heavily involved. As to why Lee never found out before about Sam, my mom is mixed race while both of her children's fathers and Lee are the same race. Sam and I look like her, so it's hard to tell. Don't know why Lee decided to investigate after all this time. He was to blame for Sam being spoiled, too, with how much he had been letting Sam spend over the years. My mom is 10+ years younger than Lee. Maybe that's why she had the affair. She has a university degree, so she can find a job if she wants. Her jewelry should be worth near 6 figures though, so there's always that. Lee's relatives took carrying out his intentions seriously. Ever since Sam became more problematic in his teens, the relatives tolerated him for their blood connections. Now that he is not, my mom and Sam are instantly in their bad book, I guess. Once this mess is more settled, I'm thinking of asking my workplace for a relocation. A change of scenery should be nice. I like my job, so I think I will continue working, but maybe my vacations can get a little more extravagant from now. Thank you. Marked as concluded as Oop made her decision. Please remember the no brigading rule. Oop is way too generous for sharing even a small part of her shares. A change of space is what Oop needs, and it's going to have a good effect on her. Sounds like Lee's family saw Oop's mother for what she was. Oop, on the other hand, turned out quite well, thanks no small part to the efforts of Lee. What an effed up situation for Oop to be put in. Losing his father. Yes, Lee is his father if not his bio dad. And then having his mother and brother turn on him like wolves. What's the point of sending them money? They have money already, plus they won't put the effort if she starts supporting them with the interests from the money from day one. The stepdad died of a disease? Perhaps it was hereditary and he wanted to see if his son has it, and then found out he wasn't the father. I'm confused as to why the relatives cared if the mom and brother would go after Oop legally, since he said they're not close and they honestly didn't care for him during Lee's lifetime. I would think they'd just wash their hands clean of the whole family since they're not blood related. I don't see why Oop needs to take care of them financially. Her mother chose not to take care of her for decades. Lee did most of the work. Oop is more generous than I am. I might have given them a small sum, but definitely not a steady income for the rest of their lives. And I do feel a little sorry for Sam, but if Oop keeps giving him money, he'll just keep saying it's not enough. Just wanted to throw out there that Oop is 25F, for the folks saying he and him. Her jewelry should be worth near 6 figures though, so there's always that. What Lee paid for it and what it's actually worth are two very different things. Depending on the type of jewelry, it may be closer to low 4 figures or possibly even high 3 figures. My daughter's ex paid $2,400 for her rings. When they broke up, she tried to sell them back to the jewelry store where he bought them. They offered her a pawn shop price, $60. That one comment was dumb. Sam is a result of cheating. Oop was part of the package when Lee dated her mom. Oop shouldn't give them a cent of that money. Lee didn't want them to have it. He already gave them their share in the will. And she said herself that neither of them will be destitute or struggle. Mom had a degree and plenty of assets. There is literally zero need to give them anything. Especially considering Mom did the absolute bare minimum of raising Oop. Oop is a really good person. Considering how she was treated, I would have blamed her for going NC and not giving them a dime. The mom and brother really lucked out that she's generous enough to ensure they have a steady stream of income for the rest of their lives, even if it's not the giant wad of money they want. How lovely that Lee always looked out for Oop even when his own mother ignored him. May he rest in peace. Something about OOP's mom pisses me off. I don't know how to put it in words. I would guess Lee's disease was inheritable. So he had Sam tested to make sure he wasn't going to die from it as well. Only to discover there was no chance of it due to the fact they weren't related. Millionaires living abroad with buttloads of money on Reddit is something I struggle to believe. LMAO. The reason he didn't leave Sam as much was because in Lee's eyes, he agreed to raise Op knowing she was not his biological child. He chose that. He then had to watch Op be belittled by her mother. Then finding out his son isn't his is such a blow because he never consenting raised two child who were not biologically his. Also, $150K is not a bad sum to be left at all. He could invest that. Oops, a hood person. I think the average person would pay half bro and mom dust mom for basically ignoring my existence. Until the SD's estate was finalized, and bro for leaning into the preference and spoiled and irresponsible. This reads like a damn soap opera. Where are all these 25-year-old millionaires Reddit wants me to believe in? I feel sorry for Sam. He's spoiled because of his environment, and the only father he knew punished him for his mother's affair. Children are not pawns and tools to enact vengeance on their parents. The whole family is a dumpster fire.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. EpicAircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.